This is Temu. It's the new Chinese e-commerce website that's rivaling Amazon. And it's doing that by shipping Americans products linked to China's dystopian forced labor abuses. But you wouldn't know that from their cheerful Super Bowl commercials.
Now I believe I can have it. Ooh, ooh, Temu. Ooh, ooh, Temu. All of my wishes came true.
Temu allows Americans to order stuff directly from 80,000 different suppliers in China. It's like some of the big e-commerce platforms that you already know, but a lot cheaper. You can buy shoes, clothing, household supplies, all sorts of stuff. That's why Temu's slogan is "Shop like a billionaire."
I'm shopping like a billionaire. I get it straight from the makers. I'm shopping like a billionaire.
Some people might be amazed by all of the great deals they can get. Others might call it cheap junk. Either way, it's here. And millions of Americans are ordering from Temu every day.
We want to buy more stuff.
But there are a few reasons to be deeply skeptical of Temu and everything it has to offer. Something that a lot of people might not know is that Temu's parent company has an app that was banned from the Google Play Store after independent researchers found that it was laced with all sorts of malware.
It's bugged. Yes, it's bugged.
They said that it could monitor text messages and other activities from their phones. We don't know if the same is true about Temu's app, but it is a major red flag. And then there's this.
Multiple proposed class action lawsuits allege there's a privacy trade-off with the incredibly low prices Temu offers. This lawsuit alleges Temu uses spyware and malware that, quote, Temu collects user data beyond what is necessary for an online shopping app, and it gains access to literally everything on your phone.
And then there are the forced labor concerns. China's ruling Communist Party is carrying out a brutal campaign against ethnic minorities, including Uyghurs, in the Xinjiang region. As part of that campaign, the Chinese Communist Party has arbitrarily thrown hundreds of thousands of people into prison. A large part of the Chinese Communist Party's Orwellian rule over Xinjiang involves forced labor. Uyghurs and other minorities are forced to work in factories, both in the region and across China. And the situation is only growing worse. The world's leading expert on China's war against Uyghurs recently said that some of this activity actually increased in 2023. Where Temu comes in is pretty simple. Members of Congress suspect that many of the goods that Temu is selling and shipping to Americans were produced using forced labor from Xinjiang. America already has laws against importing goods made with forced labor. There was even a law passed in 2021 called the Uyghur Forced Labor Prevention Act to respond to the CCP's atrocities in Xinjiang. That law requires importers shipping goods from Xinjiang to prove that they weren't produced using forced labor. Here's the problem. Temu takes advantage of a loophole in US trade law. Because most Temu shipments are less than $800, they're not subjected to the same duties that most other imports are, and therefore they receive less scrutiny from customs officials. It's harder to enforce laws like the Uyghur Forced Labor Prevention Act. There's just too much stuff coming in every day for US customs officials to examine every single small Temu package coming in. The resources just aren't there.
We don't have the manpower or the resources.
And we know that these shipments really should receive more attention. A recent congressional investigation made some concerning discoveries. It found that Temu has no process in place to make sure that it's complying with the Uyghur forced labor law. In fact, Temu admitted that it doesn't prohibit sellers from offering goods made in Xinjiang. The investigators also found at least one product on Temu that was advertised as containing Xinjiang cotton. And it's not just that one product. Experts from a supply chain audit firm recently found at least 10 other products that were linked to Xinjiang on Temu. Considering the sheer number of products on the platform, the true number of Xinjiang-related items on the platform is probably much higher. So should Temu be allowed to advertise during the Super Bowl or put its commercials on TV at all? There's technically no law against it.
But it was still wrong.
But there's something fundamentally wrong about this company that benefits so much from the Chinese Communist Party's slave labor, broadcasting its message to tens of millions of Americans during the biggest sporting event of the year. Listen, Temu is really bad. TikTok might be even worse, given its ties to the CCP and the way in which it's corrupting and sexualizing children, creating digital strip clubs. To learn more about that, watch this video next.